I think the high interest rate environment has created an overselling situation, I think, for a lot of the software companies that have a lot more control over their own costs and that are part of the cloud migration overall, which is such a big trend and such an answer to the question, if you're a company that's under financial duress in this, economic downturn, where do you go to cut costs? Where do you go to get operational agility? You move your apps to the cloud and you shut down your own IT operations. I mean, that's kind of how it's been done. So I think actually it's in a way, it's been a positive, and you're going to see more of a bifurcation between the older software companies, the older tech names, and the cloud names.
Really interesting what you're saying there. So let me pick you up on cloud then. To what extent do you think that cloud is going to be a major driver of returns going forward, and which companies stand out from that perspective?
Oh, I think it's the thing to pay attention to, at least in enterprise software, right? The consumer environment is a different animal, but for the enterprise, if you look at the past, previous downturn, especially 2008, I think is a great example where you had you had economic pressure. Companies actually went to the cloud faster. That accelerated cloud migration for the likes of Salesforce.com. That's when they first started to sell to the large enterprise. So now we have all of the other applications besides CRM that are up for migration. And when we've been hearing cloud for a decade, you think, okay, well, how long does this trend last? But if you look at revenue, 40% of revenue at the end of 2021, according to IDC, was cloud revenue. 60% was license and maintenance revenue from the traditional applications. So this trend actually has a fair amount of legs. It has room to run. And I think, we will see that now accelerate. And you're going to see it in the numbers by, Microsoft, particularly Office 365 and Azure. Both of those parts of the business are 40% of Microsoft's revenue now. One of them is growing in double digits, Office, and Azure is still growing over 40%. So even if PCs are bad, you do the numbers, and Microsoft still has double-digit growth ahead of it, in my view.
Yeah. What about Alphabet? We've been talking a lot about the decline in advertising revenue. Analysts say Alphabet is expected to forecast single-digit sales growth that would make its weakest period since 2013.
Right. Yeah. So Alphabet's a little bit of a different animal because of the consumer exposure and so forth. But I think it's also been oversold. And the company has a tremendous net cash position, as well as a pretty healthy cloud business that's also growing, similar to Microsoft Azure and Amazon AWS. There's really going to be three large infrastructure cloud services, and Google's going to be one of them. And I think that business is a lot more profitable than people give it credit for, going forward. All you got to see is, what was the movie that played out for AWS? Replay it for Google Cloud, and I think you're going to get an indication of how profitable that is, and how difficult it is for new competitors to get in with the scale that Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, and Amazon have generated. It's tough now for new entrants.